Hello, good morning, Hardeep sir.
अपना इंट्रोडक्शन वगैरह दे दो।
हेलो, गुड मॉर्निंग हरदीप जी, आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
यस आ रही है सर।
अरे बढ़िया। क्षितिजा बुद्धिकोट सर,
गुड मॉर्निंग सर.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. आवाज येतोय सर?
हो सर, क्लिअर आवाज आहे.
ओके सर. आपण एक 2 ते 5 मिनिटात सुरू करूया, मग मी ऍड करेल सगळ्यांना.
येस सर.
तोपर्यंत एक आपल्याकडनं मेसेज थोडा शेअर करून द्या सर, की जॉईन व्हा म्हणून. लिंक मी शेअर केली होती.
हो, मी केली सर. लिंक केली शेअर. येस.
ओके.
येस.
ਕਾਗਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਕੱਲ ਖਲਾਰਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਬੋਲ ਕੇ ਕਨੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਨਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਨਾਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਵਜੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹੁਣ ਫੋਟੋ ਖਿੱਚ ਲਈ ਪੂਰੀ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਲੱਗ
माइक ऑन।
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ 'ਚ
Good morning, guys. We will start in a couple of minutes. We are waiting for more people to join.
सर स्क्रीन शेयरिंग कर दें
Yes, sir. Just 2 minutes. I will be adding the participants. Then a short introduction about the yesterday's session, and then we will begin.
ओके राइट सर राइट
May I request Kshitija and Buddhikot sir to please once leave the meeting and join again once, please.
Yes, sir.
Just for the technical purpose, Kshitija and Buddhikot sir, if you can please disconnect from the meeting and join again, please. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hardeep ji, how was the response yesterday? How was the program?
Yes, sir, it was fine, but there was some problem. Voice was breaking.
Okay, okay. No problem, sir. No problem. I hope everything will be great today.
Right.
And I hope that all the participants will be asking a lot more questions today
Okay,
and
right.
keep it interactive with everyone.
Yes, right, right.
Hardeep ji, we will start in 2 minutes. Sir. Just doing some technical setup ताकि थोड़ा और smoothly आज का program हो सके.
Okay, sir, okay.
Buddhikot ji, I have made you the co-host now. I hope it is visible on your end.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Kshitija, I also made you the co-host.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I think now we are all set to begin. All right. It's already 11:05 and all the technical setups are done, and I hope that the voice is audible. Dear audience, please, in case if you are facing any issue, let us know. And if my voice is audible to you all, please comment audible in the chat box fast so we can begin the session without any further delays. If the voice is audible, please comment audible in the chat box. Great. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And again, thanks a lot for sticking by, because yesterday we faced many unfortunate technical issues because of which we had to postpone the session to 3 p.m. And I understand that many of you were not able to join the 3 p.m. session because of your other commitments which you had. But we have shared the recordings. We uploaded the video on the YouTube channel of SkillSlate. We also shared the recordings in the group. Post this session, we will reshare the recordings for you all. So you don't have to worry in case you missed the yesterday's session. I will request Hardeep ji that when he begins his session, Hardeep ji, if you can give a short brief about the yesterday's session. So those who missed yesterday can have a follow up with that. And जो लोग थे कल, उनका भी थोड़ा रिवीजन हो जाएगा, और जो लोग नहीं थे उनको एक थोड़ा सा आइडिया आ जाएगा कि यस्टरडे हमने सेशन में क्या कवर किया. तो जब आप सेशन बिगिन करेंगे, मैं आपको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सर कि आप एक थोड़ा सा रिवाइज करा दीजिएगा कल के सेशन के कुछ पॉइंट्स, बेसिक पॉइंट्स.
Okay, right.
I again welcome all the participants on behalf of SkillSlate and Kaveri College. Thank you so much for joining this session, and I hope that it proves useful to you. Please note down your question. Please attend this session with the pen and paper. Note down your questions and feel free to ask the questions at the end of the session, because we will request Hardeep ji to stick by a couple of more minutes so he can answer all the pending questions for you all. Today we have with us Anand Buddhikot sir, who is representing Kaveri College. At the session, I will share a flow of the session for all you to understand. Once we will have Hardeep Singh sir's session. After that, we will have a question answer session. And post that, towards the end, Buddhikot sir will talk a few words on behalf of Kaveri College and present the vote of thanks on behalf of SkillSlate and Kaveri College as well. So again, welcome all the participants from Kaveri College and other institutions. Yesterday, I think few international people also attended the session. I could see someone from Indonesia, someone from Pakistan was also attending. So I really welcome you all, guys. Thank you so much for joining this. This shows that education and knowledge is beyond boundaries, and you guys are always ready to study. And thank you so much again. Without taking further time, I request Hardeep ji to please begin the session. Sitija, please grant Hardeep sir the right to host. Also, I will check if I can grant it from my side. Hardeep ji, yes, I think you can share your screen now. By the way, guys, yesterday my face was not visible. I am Amay Agrawal, founder of SkillsLife Foundation. So pleasure meeting you all. Thank you so much. Over to you, Hardeep ji. Thanks a lot.
Good morning, everybody. I hope I am audible and my screen is visible to everybody. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible and your screen is visible. Sir,
Okay.
you can see the chat box at the bottom. There you can see the replies from everyone. Thanks. Kshitija, in case anyone is in the waiting room, please allow them the access, all right, to join.
Yes, sir, I'm on it.
I would like to give a little recap of yesterday's session. That was about research, publication, and innovation ethics. Ethics, we all know what are ethics. Ethics are do's and don'ts, acceptable and unacceptable to do any work. What is right and what is wrong? That is ethics. Ethics we use in daily life, family life, and in our everywhere. But we will talk about research ethics or innovation ethics and publication ethics. Research ethics are the ethics that tell us do's and don'ts for the research, innovation, and publication. One of the ethics is respect for the other researchers or the other colleagues. Like I have already told yesterday that we should respect the work of every researcher and we should not do copy paste and we should not copy the images, anything. No data fabrication or falsification should be there. We should respect every researcher's work and we should do our own original work. There should be no copy paste matter. It is a sign of respect for the other researcher. Give respect and take respect. You will research other researchers' work. That researchers and other audience will also respect your research work done. It is a professional requirement. Research ethics is a professional requirement. It is a requirement to obtain funding. I have already told you yesterday that there are many agencies like University Grants Commission, AICTE, and many other agencies who give the fundings to the research proposals to do the research. And that agencies, they invite a proposal, and that proposal, there should be no copy paste matter, no plagiarism, and no anything about that that may reject your proposal. So funding agencies look for a good project proposal, and that should be true and not fake, and that should be solving the problem, existing problem of the society that the society is facing. And failing to that, research ethically result in research or researchers being dismissed or rejected by the research community. Then some principles I would let you know about research publication ethics. That is honesty. We have already studying from our first class. Honesty is the best policy. So you should be honest in your research also. Objectivity. Without objective, nothing is possible. Without objective, your life is also useless. So there should be objectivity in your research work also. There should be integrity. Integrity means doing right thing when nobody is watching you. Honesty and integrity, they are somewhat related and very important part of the research, innovation, and publication ethics. Carefulness, respect for intellectual property rights. Then confidentiality, respect for colleagues. I have already talked with you. Respect for the researchers, other researchers, and respect for the colleague. There should not be any discrimination. And last and very important point for the research is social responsibility. Your work should be socially responsible, and you should be creating a solution for the existing problem in the society that is facing, that is true service to the nation, true service to the society, and true service to your own self. Then important areas and search and publication, that are authorship. The authorship should be true. There may be one author or more than one author, but all the authors should be true. There should be no sleeping author, no fake author that who hasn't done work, but you are still writing his name in the research proposal or the research paper. That is not comes under research ethics. And plagiarism. Plagiarism is stealing somebody's work, done work. It may be data, tools, anything, or research paper matter. We should not steal anybody's work. You should create your own magic. Your own work should be done. It should be original work. And peer review. Peer committee is a committee of experts who reviews your work done, your research proposal, your research paper, or your dissertation. So peer review is an important area of research and publication ethics. Then research misconduct. There should not be any misconduct in the research work. So I had already discussed about this plagiarism. Plagiarism is a very important part that is to be taken care. I had also told that some people mostly mispronunciate it. Some say it plagiarism, some say it plagiarism. In English, there is very much problem. You have heard the word of IELTS, that the test that we do to go out foreign countries. People say it IELTS. This is not IELTS. It is IELTS. P is absent. Same in same way, it is not plagiarism, it is plagiarism. You may watch the video that is uploaded on the YouTube. There I have also put the right pronunciation PPT over there. You can look over there. The way you pronounce it, that tells you that how much you are aware about that thing. So it is plagiarism, copy paste, that all is plagiarism. Data fabrication, data falsification, image stealing, that all comes under plagiarism, and we should take care of plagiarism. We should be honest with our work, use your own work, create your own gigs. And one thing I have more told you, referencing, citing the author, the work that you are using, you are quoting, that should be also given credit to that author. There are two types of citations, MLA citation and APA citation. MLA, that not political side. MLA means Modern Language Association, and APA means American Psychological Association. Two types of these referencing systems are used, styles are used. Some journals need MLA and some need APA, or in some conferences MLA is preferred and in some conferences APA is preferred. But you should cite the source from where you have took the matter. Do not steal the matter, do not copy the matter. Give respect to your colleagues, give respect to the other researchers, and you will also take respect. Lastly, I would once again revise ethical guidelines in research, innovation, and publication. Educate yourself, make a thorough research, learn about the rules of citations and references, paraphrase, check your work, recheck your work, cite your source, include quotations, present your own ideas, use plagiarism checkers. IT has developed very much. It has done magics in the world. IT has developed many applications and tools to check this plagiarism. You should use these tools to check your research paper, your research work. The most you can then authenticated and the most used tool, that is Turnitin. Even there are many online free tools available also, but the paid tool is more authentic than the free online tools. Double check your work, put all direct quotes in quotation marks, and you should also develop the thinking skills in yourself, creative thinking, critical thinking, and innovative thinking. When you will be able to create thinking skills in you, you will have no need to copy paste. There will be no plagiarism in your paper, and your paper will be a true paper, true work, a good service to the nation and the society. And I hope all the participants, all the candidates, they will be doing a true research, good research with innovative skills and great thinking skills. I hope the recap of yesterday session is over. Now I would like to start my today's session. I hope I should start. So I hope I should start. I am waiting for your response.
Yes, sir.
Should I start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
My screen is visible. Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
Right. My today's session is on fundamental guidelines for writing and publishing academic research paper. So writing a research paper is a necessity, is a requirement of today's life, academic life, for career building, for career growth, for the PhD work, MTech work, dissertation, everything. So we will start the contents that I will today discuss with you. Introduction, structure of research paper, choosing a right title, abstract, introduction of the paper. What do journal editors want? Reading improves your writing. Publication ethics, choosing a target journal, what makes a good manuscript. Scientific languages, conclusions, acknowledgements, references, important to remember, and worth of your paper. So let's start. First is introduction. Publishing research results is an integral part of a researcher's professional life. However, writing is not every researcher's favorite activity, and getting a paper published in right journal can be a very tedious and time-consuming process. So, according to Robert Day, a scientific paper is defined as a written and published report describing original research results. Your results should be original. Your research should be original, true. Nothing should be copied, and there should be no plagiarism. I will once again repeat, plagiarism is a crime. Then, structure of research paper. What does come under the structure of research paper? It comes title, then affiliation of authors, abstract, introduction, literature review, need of the study, objectives of the study, research methodologies, findings, results, limitations of the study, scope of future study, conclusions, acknowledgements, references, and author's biography. So now we will talk in detail. This is the model of the research paper that we are talking about. So when we start, there is a problem. Where to start? How to start? We think a fresher. Main problem is for fresher. He thinks what is research paper? How to start it? Where to go? How to go? So I will let you know the solution. First is choose a right title. Your title should be right. It should be attractive. This is the main opportunity to attract the reader's attention. Remember that readers are the potential authors who will cite your paper. Choose a right title. The title should be very specific, not too broad. By reading the title, the author, the person who is going to read your paper, review your paper, he should know about what you have done research. That title is the mirror of your paper that reflects your work. The title should be substantially different from the others. Avoid general or big titles. Keep it informative and concise. Editors hate title that makes no sense or fails to represent your subject matter adequately. Avoid technical jargons and abbreviations. Discuss with your co-authors. Your title should be so simple that everybody should know what is it. Do not write any technical, difficult words, jargons. Keep in mind, you should have, the researcher or the author should have the interest to learn in depth about the title or about the topic you are going to start your research. It should be feasible. Your research work, research title, it should be feasible. It should not be fake. It should not be too difficult, and material should be available. Feasible means it should be possible. You should not write that thing that is not possible in this universe or is not possible on this earth. Like you can say a study to make a duplicate moon, a duplicate sun. These things are not possible. Or you can say that to bring the stars of the sky to the earth. Study to bring the stars of sky to the earth. This is not feasible, and you should avoid such physical studies or feasible, non-feasible research works. Your work should be feasible. It should be research worthy. Audience is your end goal, and audience should be satisfied with your work, and you should give some solution to the existing problem of the population or the society. Not too broad. Then this is one sample I have given you about the title, Energy Efficient Hybrid Policy in Green Cloud Computing. Under the title, you have to write the author's name. Like the first author here is Engineer Yashi Goyal. You will write the author's name, then you will write his designation, PhD Research Scholar, then its affiliation, IK Gujarat Punjab Technical University. After that, you will write the city, Kapurthala, its state, Punjab, and India. And then you will write the email ID of that author, first author. Then after that, you will write second author. Same way, name of the author, its affiliation, its designation, everything, email ID. Some journals also need the contact number, then we will write after that contact number also. This is first sample. Next sample I will also let you know. This is Green IT, an emerging value driven force behind sustainable business growth and empirical study. You will see that every meaning and every word you are understanding, you are coming to know. It is simple language, it is concise, and you, by reading the title, you may come to know what is in the research paper. Your title should be like this. I have shown you, this is second type. In this way, you can also write affiliation, like we have written Hardeep Singh. In the uppercase, we have written 1 numbering, and Bikram Pal Singh, uppercase, we have written 2. Then in the next line, we have written the affiliation, designation of first author. In the uppercase, we have written 1, and then the second author 2. If there are 3 authors, we will write the third author, and we will write 3 on the uppercase. So in this way, we can write this title of the paper, then affiliation of the paper, that authors of the paper. Then next part comes gathering material. A fresher thinks, from where can I get the material? It is a great problem. Where can I get the material? So for gathering material, there are IT has developed very much. You have lot of sources from where you can get the data. You can get it from internet sites, from Google. Google is a very good information giver, but you should not copy paste. Then Wikipedia, there are a lot of journals. You should search for the journals according to topic, according to your area, and journals. Then newspapers like Economic Times. There are many other journals that are professional newspapers who can give you a right information, right updates. And there are many books. You can take the theoretical matter from the books, encyclopedias, and many other sources are there you can use to gather the material. So dear freshers, do not be afraid of research, paper writing or doing research. There are, once you start the work, there are many assistance lines. You can do a wonderful work. Just one need, that is to you only create thinking skills. sharpen your thinking skills only. Everybody is very intelligent and everybody can do the research. After that, when you have come to know the sources, from where to get the sources, then you should start note taking. It is very important step. Note taking, it should be done in written on a paper, on a notepad. First is organize all the information you have gathered. Do not include any irrelevant information. Your all information should be relevant. Nothing should be irrelevant. Information that doesn't understand, that is the matter, that your information should be related to your topic, to your title of the research. There should not be any relevant information. Highlight the essential details. You should keep black pen, green pen, highlighter, everything, and you should underline that, highlight that according to the priorities. Apply color code by topic. You can use different color. You can use different highlighters, so that when you compile that thing, when you write the final research paper, everything should be included in that. Note taking is very important. I have given you one, this you can say image. There is blue pen, pink pen, red pen, and pencil and highlighter. You should take the notes in a very decent way and very interesting way, so that your paper may be the best paper. Then abstract. Abstract is the main part. Abstract is that part by which the editor, by which the reviewer, by which the research proposal committee, or by which the author comes to know whether your paper is worthy or not. There is something to read in this paper or not. That shows your the worth of your paper. An abstract summarizes your work. Write a concise abstract. Abstract should be just to 100 to 300 words only. It should not be in detail. The abstract must be accurate, specific, and concise. An abstract should tell the problem that the paper discusses, the work that has been done or method being used, original findings, achievements. All these are included in brief in that abstract. 1 to 4 sentences describe the problem addressed. 1 to 4 sentences objectives or hypothesis. 1 to 2 sentences techniques. Then 1 to 3 sentences most important results, and final sentence concluding the statement. Then an abstract usually doesn't have reference numbers, multiple paragraphs. Abstract should have 5 to 6 keywords. That keywords tell what is in your research paper, what you have discussed, it is worth or not. The keywords should not be too broad or too narrow. Use only those abbreviations that are firmly established in the field. The majority of people will only read this section, and it must be able to understood by everybody. This is a sample of abstract. You may be seeing this is a paper published, that is in Scopus paper. The title, you may say, it is very clear: work balance of married and unmarried university teachers of Punjab state. Then affiliation. Then it's author 1, author 2. After that we have written abstract. Abstract is very concise. Everything is mentioned in it. You may read out that from where did you take the data. This paper is mainly based on primary data and secondary data. Secondary data was collected from various articles, research papers, and magazines. Then we have also written that from where do we primary data get. Then keywords, family life, married teachers, unmarried teachers, professional life, everything that has been discussed in the research paper. By reading this, you can know that what is the worth of this paper and why should you read and what you will get.
I am extremely sorry to interrupt you, sir, but आपका वीडियो लैग हो रहा है और आपका नेटवर्क भी बहुत खराब दिख रहा है.
मैम मेरे इधर से तो चल रहा है, ठीक चल रहा है.
ओके. Okay.
बिल्कुल
Oh,
पता नहीं
thanks,
लग
sir.
रहा।
Okay, okay.
It's okay? Okay.
Okay, right. So this is a sample of abstract. Then this is another paper. It is again a sample of abstract. First, you have same paper I have discussed, green IT and emerging value difference, driven force behind sustainable business growth and empirical study. In this abstract, we have mentioned everything from where did you get the data, how this paper is working, what is the conclusion of this paper, and in the end we have given keywords. Keyword should not be more than 5 or 6 words. Only it should be 5 or 6 words, not more than 5 to 6 words. Your paper abstract should look decent, so that everybody may like to read that paper and get the value of that paper. This is a second sample of the abstract. Your abstract, once again I repeat, your abstract should be very good. After that, make a preliminary outline. You have gathered the data, you have made the notes, you have written the abstract. Now is the time to write the full research paper. Make a preliminary outline, gives the blueprint or plan of your paper. Brainstorming part, again that thing, thinking and thinking only. Critical thinking, creative thinking and innovative thinking makes you a good researcher, a great researcher. Then purpose, organize it logically, and strong plan makes your job easier. Then this is one sample, okay, how you will make that preliminary outline, write introduction, body, and that conclusion. Now coming to next, okay, after doing the preliminary outline, that note taking, information gathering, what will you do? Write your first draft of your research paper. Organize your information into section in order of your outline. First introduction, then meaning, after that literature review, after that so many need of study, objectives of study, then data analysis, then research, findings, conclusions, references, acknowledgements, everything. Don't worry about correct spellings or punctuations at this stage. When you are making a draft, do not be worried about the correct spellings, or do not be worried about the punctuation at this stage. Then purpose, write the purpose of the paper. If you don't write, you don't have purpose in your life of your living, your life is useless, it is of no taste, tasteless life. You should have purpose in your life. Similarly, there should be a purpose of your paper also, that we say objectives of your paper. You should know why you are doing this research, and what way, why, how it will be beneficial to the society. Then logical flow of your ideas. You will be able to write your first draft. Then after writing your first draft, now we will coming to the introduction part. How to write introduction? Introduction is the most difficult part of the paper. The purpose of introduction is introducing readers to your problem or work. An introduction usually contains brief background of the topic area, existing work, which would lead to importance or originality of your work, description of your problem, achievements or significance or brief methodology of the work. This is the introduction of your work. And after abstract, this is the second very important part of your research paper. Keep in mind, every part of your paper, research paper, is important, but abstract is the mirror of your paper. After that, introduction, the starting part, that is again very much important. Likewise, you say we go to a party, you go to a marriage palace, there is a written welcome, that outside door that is decorated in a very good manner, that you may look pleased. The people coming for the marriage party or the other party from the bride side, that or groom side, they may look attractive, they may look how good place and how good people we are going to meet. So similarly, the introduction of your research paper should be very good, very attractive, and very worthy. After introduction, This is sample of introduction. Likewise, same paper, Green IT and Emerging Value Driven Behind Sustainable Business Growth, an empirical study. We have written the name of authors, affiliation, designation, everything. After that, abstract. Abstract is that brief, concise, then keywords. After that, we have written introduction. An introduction, we have mentioned everything you should mention, write the introduction in a very decent manner. After that comes literature review. What is the literature review? A literature review is a search and evaluation of available literature in your given subject or chosen topic area. It documents the state of the art with respect to subject or topic you are writing about. In simple words, a literature review is a survey of scholarly sources on a specific topic. It provides an overview of current knowledge, allowing you to identify relevant theories, methods, and gaps in the existing research. The purpose of a literature review is to gain an understanding of existing research and debates relevant to a particular topic or area of study, and to present that knowledge in the form of a written report. Conducting a literature review helps you build your knowledge in your field. This is again very important part of the research of your research paper. Why do we do literature review? To determine whether what exists in scholarly literature, to identify possible gaps in the scholarly literature for further research, to inform the research topic, theory, if applicable, and associated methodology, to compare or contrast against findings resulting from the current study. Then how long can be literature review? There was one question yesterday about this literature review. How many reviews can we do? How many sources can we refer? There, I think there may be one question in your mind also. How long can be literature review? The length of a literature review varies depending on its audience and purpose. In a thesis, PhD thesis, the review is usually a full chapter, at least 40 pages and more than 20 pages. But for an assignment in your BTech, MTech, it may be only a few pages. There are several ways to organize and structure a literature review in research paper. There is again very few literature reviews that we can mention in that research paper, but we have to review more papers. More and more papers you review, more and more paper you read, you get more ideas, more methodologies, and more things. All that depends upon your literature. The number of the sources you need. In general, undergraduate students will usually be required to use somewhere 5 to 20 sources only. That is good for that BBA students, BCA students, or that BTech students. Graduate students typically will need between 20 to 40. However, the numbers can vary greatly. So always read your requirements and ask your professors or supervisors or your mentors regarding the number of sources. This you can say this is literature review. Before literature review, introduction, literature review, you can also write the meaning, definition, about the title, about the topic that you are writing, talking, doing research. Likewise, this paper was on the work-life balance of married and unmarried teachers of Punjab state. In this, we have also discussed what is work-life balance. People should know what the topic, meaning of the topic you are talking about. Like it is, what is work-life balance, meaning of work-life balance, definition of work-life balance. Everything should be mentioned before literature review. After that, you have seen that this is literature review. That in this literature review, you write in same way in MLS style or APA style. First, the author's last name, first name, then the year in which that research was done. This is literature review. This is again literature review. Then need of the study. Need of the study. Use your research paper as a starting point. Then state how your research will contribute to the existing literature in the field. Explain how your research will benefit society. mention the specific persons or institutions who will benefit from your study. Need of the study should also be mentioned in your search paper. Every person and every researcher need is not mentioned. There, I will tell you many things that people don't mention in the research paper, but if you want to make your paper an excellent paper, best paper, worthy paper, valuable paper, you should mention everything in your research paper so that the editor or the publisher or the research proposal committee, they may not find any point to reject your research paper or your research paper. So need of the study is very much important. So, like this, we have mentioned need of the study in this paper also. The title is Training at IT Industry, an empirical study of measurable return on investment and components of IT training. Likewise, we have written the author's name, everything. After that, we have mentioned need of the study. First, we will read abstract, introduction, meaning, literature review. After that, need of study. Due to the lack of space, I have mentioned there only need of study. So next thing, this, excuse me. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, who scratched the surface?
Somebody is this making these lines on
Yeah,
the PPT?
good morning, sir. When you go on the annotation now, you will recognize who is doing this. So, sir,
Dale,
go on
someone named Dale is doing that. I am removing him.
so, sir, go on the annotations and you will find the name, the person who is doing it.
Dale, if you did it by mistake, let me know in the comment box. Otherwise, I will have to remove you. Someone named Dale did it. If you did it by mistake. Okay, I'm removing Dale. Okay, sir. Just a minute. Hardeep ji, in the annotation there must be eraser. Please see if okay. I removed the scratchings. I hope it's
Right.
okay now.
Okay, right. After need of the study, we will write the objectives of the study. Objectives are very much important. You should know the objective, why you are doing that study, and how will be the society be beneficial of that study. These objectives I have mentioned as a sample. These are, I can say, these are the objectives for the fresher. Fresher should write the objectives in such simple way that you can write that this is training and IT industry, to make the readers about the concept of training, to study the need of training in IT industry, to make the readers aware about 3 categories, to make the readers about the components of successful corporate skills development program in IT. Like when you write your first paper, second paper, you can write objectives in such simple way, but do not write your paper without objectives. As you go on writing, your writing skills, authoring skills, everything goes on improving. In the objective, you must write what you are going to do and how you are going to benefit this society. That are objectives. There are again objectives. These are again very, you can say, very simple objectives. Start from simple. To start doing, you will again become the masters. Research is not a difficult topic, not a difficult task, but you have to start. You have to only generate your thinking skills, only thinking, creative thinking, critical thinking, and then innovative thinking. Thinking makes you a master, makes you an expert in your research area. Then after that, we can write motivation of search. This is very important point. People do not mention this thing, but this is very important thing. When there should be, will be unique, something unique in your paper, in yourself, the expert, the reviewer, that will definitely read your paper, take interest, and your paper will be accepted. Motivation means that what encourages you to do that research. How do you get motivated? One thing is motivation, and second thing is self-motivation. Self-motivation is very much important. The motivation that comes from your inside. Motivation you can get from outside, from your professor, from your expert, some Bollywood actor, some cricketer, any ideal. But self-motivation, you are your own ideal and you can motivate yourself. Self-motivation is very much important. Generate self-motivation in you. So there is motivation of search. You can read motivation in general is essential in pursuit of every activity. There is 99% inspiration and 1% inspiration in motivation. That what thing motivates you to do that research? You should also mention that thing. After that, research methodology, the main important part, that is the technical part, that how did you collect that data analysis, how did you do that? Like this, you can read this research methodology. In this we have written that the data we have taken is from real data, primary source and secondary source. Where did you get the primary source or secondary source? Secondary data we have got from newspapers, journals, websites, books, evidences, then professional magazines, newspapers, everything. That is secondary data. Then from where did you get the primary data? Primary data has been got by the survey that we have done by using the questionnaire and everything. In this, we have also mentioned the survey was conducted in IT companies of Punjab, Chandigarh, Mohali, Panchkula, and nearby areas. 50 companies were selected based on survey done in training. Everything we have mentioned. There should be openness. Last day I have told you there should be openness, transparency. Everything should be there, and the reviewer, expert, and the author should know how that research has been done. That shows that this is your real research. There is nothing fake in it, and you have invested your time, and your research is really a valuable research. This is again a sample of research methodology. This is my research paper that has been published in UGC Care Journal. This is research methodology. In this, we have also mentioned how did we get that data that we have discussed in this research paper. Then sampling procedure. How did you do the sampling? How that sampling was done? How did you know that this sample that we have taken, this population that we are taking, that will be worthy to do that research, and that research will be worthy. So in this we have mentioned that we have taken 316 teachers working in universities of Punjab, and it was selected from the Punjab, every area, Majha, Malwa, Doaba, everything. We have used questionnaires to fill. The questionnaire consisted of information, detail, impact of life balance, everything we have mentioned in it. This is very open, transparent, everything, that everybody will respect your research. Then after that we will read statistical techniques used. Which statistical techniques did you use? In this cron batch, alpha batch test we have used alpha. Why did you use this test? Which questionnaire did you use? If you have created your own questionnaire, then it is very good. If you have used somebody other author's questionnaire, before using that questionnaire, you will have to take the permission from that author that we are using your research paper. Kindly allow me, and in the references you will cite his name, you will quote his name. Like this, we have used on the scale of work-life balance developed by S. Usha and Dr. K. Maran, that were developed in 2014. We have used that, and we have taken the permission from the author. Without taking permission, you should not use that thing. Then you can write research limitations. This is again thing, everybody tells your own positive points, your plus points, but nobody discusses is minus points. This is again your one plus point, that you are also discussing the research limitations. Getting information for respondents becomes problematic, as we had to interview individuals who were quite busy to give proper thought to the question. Indifferent attitude of some respondents could have affected the final finding. These are the research limitations. You have also discussed the research limitations. This again comes openness, transparency, everything. After research, these are we have shown objective of study. After that, after that comes data analysis and findings of the study. That should be done with clear tables, figures, graphs, everything should be mentioned over there, that there should be nothing hidden. You have seen that we have made data analysis by making tables, this frequency, percent, valid percent, everything, cumulative percentage, then everything we have mentioned here, graph, that these are the statements that we have taken from the questionnaire. That is this, you can say, how much does your spouse help with your homework?
housework. We have mentioned the mean, standard deviation, number, everything we have mentioned. The statements, you can say table 4. There we have also mentioned the statements: cooking, shopping, cleaning, everything. You can say everything we have discussed. This comes to the results and findings. In this we have, you can say, see that there are t-test analysis we have used, and what you have found in that result. Number 2, you can say adjustments, reliability, need, satisfaction, learning. These all are the factors that we have discussed in the research paper, and for that we have developed the results and something beneficial for the society. You are mentioning everything, every test, everything. This is openness and clearness. Then after that, you can write future scope of the study, that you have done this much research. If any other researcher wants to do research on that topic, how can he do, what can he do, what is the future scope of that study, you can write that also. This is again a positive point. The editors, the publishers, the reviewers, the research committee, that appreciates this thing very much. Next, after that comes conclusion. First abstract and last conclusion. Some people read abstract, after that they read conclusion. So conclusion is also very important. No doubt, every point of the research paper is much important. This is again that thing, that after the marriage party, in the lunch, or then that evening lunch, evening meal, they serve a sweet dish to make you happy, that your tongue, your taste should not be bitter due to that highly spicy meals. They serve you ice cream, they serve you halwa, sweet dish, so that you may go to home happily and in a delighted mood. In the same way, your conclusion should be very good. Tells us how your work advances in the field from the present state of knowledge. Without clear conclusions, reviewers and readers will find it difficult to judge the work and whether or not it merits publications in the journal. Do not repeat the abstract or just list experimental results. Trivial statements of your results are unacceptable in this section. Provide a clear scientific justification for your work and indicate possible applications and extensions. You should also suggest future experiments and point out those that are underway. This is the conclusion. This I have given you a sample of conclusion. Like this, you can, lastly we conclude that this thing, I have mentioned all the results that we have taken, that if somebody has less time, he can read the conclusion, or he who is doing the literature review, he can get the points from the conclusion part.
Stop dawdling on the screen, please. This is not the behavior you have.
After that, coming references. References again important part. The matter from where you have taken, you should mention that in your research paper, in your research title, dissertation. More mistakes are found in this part than any other part of the manuscript. It is one of the most annoying problems and causes great headaches among the editors, because editors are that reviewer committee that is unable to find from where you have taken that data. Cite the main scientific publications on which your work is based. Do not inflate the manuscript with too many references. It doesn't make it a better manuscript. Only mention those references that you have used. Do not mention, you can say there are 100, 200 references. It makes very good research paper. No, only use those references that you have used. Avoid excessive self-citation. Avoid excessive citations of publication from the same reason. Your citations or your research paper that you are mentioning, that should be latest and that should be of same area. These are some examples of a sample of references. Same way, MLS style, APA style, that last name, first name, then second author, third author. If you are multiple author, we can write et al, ETAL. Then after that, we can write the year in which that publication has been done, then title of the paper. After that, you can write the volume, its issue, then page number on which it has been published. So in this way, we can mention the references. These are again references. Then coming, when we review and revision, we have written all the research paper, all the research paper is over. then we have to review ourselves. Review means re plus vision. Okay, once you have written, you have prepared the full paper, then you can revise it, arrange and rearrange ideas to follow your outline, checking over a draft to make so that everything is complete, correct, spelling, grammar, sentence structure, punctuation, right in the first draft. I have said you do not worry about the punctuation, do not worry about the spelling mistakes. But now this is the time you have to correct everything and make your paper a good paper, a fine paper. Then comes the plagiarism. I am again repeating, there should be no plagiarism, no copy paste. Give credit where credit is due to the other researcher, mention his name, cite his name, quotation should be done. And lastly, I would again let you know, my dear friends, dear students, dear academicians, plagiarism is a crime. Do not commit that crime. Create your own ideas, do your own research, original results, and become a great researcher. You should be a great thinker. What do journal editors want? Journal editors want good quality work, original research work, active research areas, and clear and concise English.
Guys, please mute everyone other than the speaker. Please mute.
Hello. Hello.
Hardeep ji, please. Yes, I have muted
Okay.
everyone else. Hardeep ji, now.
Okay, right.
You may talk without any
Next point,
disturbance.
very important point. Reading improve your writing skills. Reading is very much important. If you are a great writer, you want to be a great writer, you want to be a great author, reading improve your writing skills. Read as often as possible. Discuss with your colleagues and friends. It assists your journal selection, and reading provides ideas for your next manuscript. Keep in mind, my dear students, my dear friends, academicians, you should develop the activity of reading in your reading improves your writing skills. Then publication ethics, I have already discussed with you many ethics yesterday, that research ethics, innovation ethics, same. There should not be multiple submissions. Like you have written one research paper, you have sent to A journal, B journal, C journal, D journal, everybody, and in the conference also. There should be only single submission to the single. When you get the acceptance or rejection from one side, after getting the rejection, you can send it to the other journal or other conference, or you can withdraw that paper from that conference and then send to the other journal or conference. You can do multiple submissions. Again, plagiarism, then improper author contribution, like I already told you, discussed with you. Sleeping author, there should not be any sleeping author in your research paper or research proposal or dissertation. Every author should be a true author and a good, valuable author. Data fabrication and falsification should not be there, and there should not be conflicts of interest. Then choose your target journal. How to choose your target journal? Journal selection should be based on an honest evaluation of the manuscript. Compare the stated aims and scopes and impact factor of potential target journals. You should know there are many journals, Scopus journal, Springer journal, UGC care journals, and in the different fields, you should know in which field you are writing the research paper and in which field you want to publish your research paper. And your paper journal should be UGC approved, Springer, Scopus. It should be approved journal with ISSN number, and it should be peer reviewed. Otherwise, your publication has no value. It should be of good impact factor. Impact factor is the average number of citations per article published. What is good manuscript? Good manuscript contains a clear, useful, and exciting scientific message. Good manuscript flows in a logical manner that the reader can follow. Good manuscript is formatted to best showcase the material, and good manuscript is written in a style that transmits the message clearly. Then languages, it is also again very important thing in the research paper, which languages or scientific languages you can use. Present.
उनको भाई stop sharing.
Sir, your screen is not showing. Can you please reshare the screen?
Okay, right. Sir, somebody disabled me from screen sharing.
Sir, now try please.
Is it visible now?
It's loading, sir. Yes, sir, it is visible now.
Yes, I was talking about scientific languages. Present tense for known facts and hypotheses, past tense for experiments you had conducted, and past tense when you describe the results of an experiment. This tense part you should keep in mind. There should be no grammatical mistake, no spelling error, no tense error in your research paper. If you are not good at your English, you should get it checked from an English expert also to get a good response of your research paper. You get it published in a good journal. Then acknowledgements, recognize those who helped in research. You want them to help again, don't you? The people who have given you help, given you assistance, you should acknowledge their name. This is some type of a motivation that person, that he will again help you, that you have acknowledged his name, put his name in your research paper or in your PhD dissertation. Include individuals who have assisted you in this study, advisors, supervisors, professors, financial supporters, proofreaders, typists, suppliers who may have given material. All they may be acknowledged. There is one type of sample of acknowledgement. How acknowledgement we can write, right? Then comes brief biography. Some journals also demand brief biography of the author. In this way, you can write in few words about everything about that. What is your qualification? What is your experience? What are your achievements? How many conferences you have attended? How many papers you have attended? How many keynote speeches you have given? Everything you can mention in that in few words, in capsule form. Then important to remember, preparation is important, but do not spend too much time on your preparation. Submit to the right journal, submit to one journal only, check the English errors, grammatical errors, everything. Pay attention to the structure and formatting, and pay attention to the journal requirements. And lastly, once again, be honest. Honesty is the best policy. Then why do we publish? For career building, improving your skills, and gaining satisfaction. Then what to publish? New and original results of the methods, reviews or summaries of particular subject, manuscript that advance the knowledge understanding scientific field, and that is valuable for the society, that gives some solution for the existing problem. But not to publish reports of no scientific interest, out of date work, duplication of previously published work, and incorrect or unacceptable conclusion, that should not be published. You should keep in mind what should be published, and that should be published should be valuable to the society. Then worth of your paper. Your paper is worthless if no one reads, uses, or cites it. A research paper is useful only if it gives some solution to the existing problem of the society. It is clearly described, someone else can use it in his or her studies. It arouses other scientists' interest and allows others to reproduce the results. By submitting a manuscript, you are basically trying to sell your work to your community. So lastly, I would like to thank all the participants and all the audience who had patience and listened to my these words. Any question you are welcome to ask. I will clear your every query. Once again, I thank to the organizers of this event, Kaveri College Pune, to the organizers of this event, to giving me a chance to interact with you, to deliver this expert talk. I hope you have liked my talk and gained a lot from it. In future, I would like to get connected with you people. Thanks. It is over, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Questions, please.
Is it done, sir?
Yes,
Should we
it
move
is.
on to the question answer session?
Yes, sure.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Guys, if you have any questions, please share in the chat box. Kshitija will take the questions and she will ask our resource person Hardeep ji, and sir will answer the question. Please, if you have any questions, let us know in the chat box. Sir, Amresh is asking who are the gift and ghost authors?
Sir, ghost author is that author who is working, but he is not mentioned in the research paper. He is called ghost author. That who is working on that, who is helping you, but you have not mentioned that author in the research paper. That is ghost author. And
Okay.
gift author.
Yes,
Gift
yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Amresh, sir, I would also like to add a point about this same. Amresh, sometimes what people do now, they also pay others to write for them, and instead of publishing that particular content on the name of the author, they publish it by their name themselves. So there is an agreement between writers where other people write content for you and you publish it on your name. So these are also called ghost writers, but I'm not sure if this is an ethical practice in case of
it is
research
not,
papers.
sir, it is not an ethical practice. But if somebody discloses it, then it becomes unethical. If it remains, you can say disclosed, then it is okay. But it is not ethical practice. Like the work, who person has done the work, only he can get it published on his or her own name.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, next question is how many pages should be there for PhD literature review?
PhD literature review, I have already talked in this PPT. It can be 20, 30, 40 pages. You can discuss with your supervisor. In PhD, there is a full chapter of literature review. And you can, according to your topic and according to the existing work done on that topic, you can mention the papers, as many latest paper you can read, you can mention. That is a good on the part of your research work. This shows that you have very good interest in your topic and you have done a great work on that topic. Literature review should be that papers you have mentioned, that should be according to your title, according to your area, relating you to your area, and it should be latest and it should be with your area. It gives a good sense. Your supervisor can, you can say, direct you, guide you in a good manner that how much papers you can mention. Minimum we can mention there 20 to 30 pages. There is a full chapter in PhD dissertation.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. We will take the next question. The next question is, what is an ideal sample size for any research? While writing sample design, should we mention total population?
Yes, we should mention the population. This comes under openness, transparency, that you are mentioning everything. Okay, how did you do? How much population did you work on? How much sample you can size were there? This is very much important. I can say it is very much good on the part of the researcher if he mentioned the sample size, population size, everything.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Shweta Kumari, ghost author, we already discussed about ghost author. Ghost author is someone whose name is not mentioned, but he writes that particular content, but his name is not mentioned.
Here is written, what is ideal sample size? Sample size depends upon your title on which you are working, and your guide or the supervisor is the only person who can guide you right about the sample size. Sample size depends upon the title or the area on which you are working. What is scope of that area? How much respondents you can get and how much population you can get on which you can work upon. This ideal sample size, that depends upon your directions and guidance of your mentor, supervisor, or you can say a guide who are guiding in your PhD dissertation.
Thank you so much, sir. Santosh Sharma is asking how much is the chance of rejection of a research paper if news related to research is published previously in a newsletter.
The rejection of research paper, you are the only person who is responsible for the acceptance of the research paper or rejection of the research paper. You are the only person. If I have told you so many guidelines, if you follow all these, I am sure there will be no rejection and 100% acceptance. If you follow all these research ethics, publication ethics, there will be no rejection. Chances come when you become unethical, you use plagiarism, you become lazy, you do not do proper literature review, you not work on the title of your paper, your abstract is not good, you have not given keywords, your conclusion is not good, and the tools that you have used that are not appropriate. Only then the matter of rejection comes. Otherwise, there is no rejection. One thing, create your own ideas, create your own work, no copy paste matter, create thinking skills, creative thinking, critical thinking, and innovative thinking. That makes you a good researcher, a good citizen who can do a valuable work and give solutions to the existing problems. There is no chance of rejection. You are only person who is responsible for the rejection of your paper.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question is from Dr. Deepa Sathe. Deepa Sathe ma'am is from Kaveri College. She's HOD there. And her question is how a amateur can pick authentic research journals for publication, and also how to find authentic websites, research paper to believe and refer. I will repeat the question once again, sir.
Yes.
How amateur can pick authentic research and find authentic websites and papers to believe and refer?
This is all your interest, how much you work, how much you are interested in your research paper. This is all depends on searching. You know research is a two words, re and search. The matter that is available, you have to look on that. You go to Google, you go to the journal site, Springer site, IEEE site, Scopus site, then Google Scholar. You can put that title, that topic in that search area, and you will get the related journals and the related research papers. This all is your own hard work. You can say hard work, smart work, anything, that all depends upon you, and it is your own work that really shines when you make a good research paper. The authentic research journals, that is you should educate yourself. You should have good knowledge about that thing about which you are going to research. You should know what that topic is, about what I am going to research, what factors I am going to consider. You should know everything, and you should research by the keywords. By putting the keywords, you can get the authentic journals, authentic research papers, and I hope you will be able to do a good research. Again, thinking skills, generate thinking skills. You can become a good researcher, a great researcher.
Thank you so much, sir. Any ideas about publishing good research in the field of mathematics? This question is from Arun Pandey. Any guidelines about particularly mathematics or something?
You are talking about a research journal, or you are talking about how to publish?
Research journal, sir. Publishing research journal in mathematics sector.
Yes, there is very simple. These fundas are for every subject. It may be sociology, it may be mathematics, it may be engineering, it may be law, literature, anything. But in mathematics, what comes, that numeric figures and that data, everything, that there should not be theoretical paper in mathematics. You come to know that there should be calculations, everything should be shown in the research paper. The practical part is more in mathematics, in engineering, because this mathematics, engineering, this part, and medical, this you can say anatomy, everything, it works on practical. Nothing is theoretical here. Theory comes after first practical. Without practical, mathematics is nothing. So practical work should be more in mathematical research paper, and it should be a true research, and your paper will definitely get published in a good and reputed research journal.
Thank you so much, sir. Kalika Kunesa Somsagar asked, any tips for writing survey papers for students?
What type of tips are you looking for? I have discussed every tips.
Okay. Sir, are there any journals where publication can be done for free? Is there something like that?
Yes, free journals are there. There are in Scopus journals that are free, but your paper should be a good quality work. It should be a true work, and that should be work that have not done before in this, you can say, society. And that paper are published free in that free journals, and that journals are of very good quality. But you might say that it takes 6 months, 1 year, even to review that paper. That they look for so good quality paper. So there are many free journals, but why we go for paid journals? When there are some lackings in us, and when we have lacking of time. So sure, there are free journals, good quality journals, in which you can get published your research paper. Only keep in mind your paper should be your work should be true work, and it should be good. Data analysis should be good. References should be good. Every part should be good. That will get your paper published in a free journal, good quality journal. And sir, I would like to request you, if there is some student who is really willing to write a research paper, or he is getting some problem, you can share my WhatsApp number with him or her. I can give him or her guidance how to start. I know freshers are very much confused how to write that paper, and the freshers are the only persons who are the nation building people and who can become the good researchers. We should not demotivate them. We should motivate them to do the research. Any student who is getting any obstacle, any confusion regarding publication, anything, you can share my email ID and this my WhatsApp number.
Sir,
He can contact
what
me.
I was thinking, like the Kaveri College representatives are here as well.
Okay.
Maybe we can plan the hands-on workshop with you, where you guide the students
Sure,
end to
sure,
end
sure.
about
Why not?
writing.
Why not? Why not?
This is an introduction workshop, and
Yes.
we will discuss after this session. Deepa ma'am is here, Buddhikot sir is here as well. We will plan a workshop, guys. If you are interested in a workshop where there will be hand holding about writing a research paper, where each and every part of the research, how to write the paper, will be explained to you. If you are interested in such kind of workshop, please let us know in the comments. Share interested in the comment box, so we know that enough people are interested, and we will collaborate with Kaveri College to organize a hand holding workshop for writing research paper. Comment interested in the chat box, so we will know if you are interested and can plan accordingly. Okay, so we will move on to the next question, and towards the end we will also discuss about the interest in this kind of workshop and plan the next session here itself. So we have 100+ participants right now live with us. The number went till 135, 140. So I'm sure that if you finalize the next date today itself, maybe many people will benefit from that. But first, as our priority, we need to answer all the questions possible. So one question was, is it possible to share some list where free research journals can be published? If you have any list, and you can share that with us, we will share it with the students.
Okay, right. But there is no problem. If you are very familiar with Google or searching, you can go to Google, write their free journals of your research area, free journals for mathematics, free journal for chemistry, physics, anything. You can get everything there. IT is very smart, and you should also become super smart. Google gives you everything.
Yes, sir. I hope you can see the chat box. Many people are interested for this workshop. So
Okay, right.
we will definitely plan a workshop in the coming days. And
Okay, right.
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 Guys, if you have any other more questions, please share in the chat box. Otherwise, we will move to the next part of this session. If you still have any question, or if unfortunately I missed some of your questions, please retype or reshare it in the chat box so I can pick it up quickly. So there was one question. I think I missed it. Someone, okay. Sir, can a workshop on hypothesis testing tools and techniques be planned as well? Hello.
Yes.
Can a workshop on hypothesis testing and tools and techniques be included in that particular workshop we are talking about?
Yes, we can do that also.
Okay, yes, great, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, any particular tips for research publication in commerce and management streams? Something which is uncommon to these streams and should specifically be noted down for commerce and management students and teachers.
No, sir, there is nothing very much special. I am also a management candidate and I am a human resource management person, but there are no specific, there are simple tips for every person. Commerce and management, that is not very much that typical subject, or that in commerce we can say that in that we can have to show some like in mathematical practice. In commerce there is also some practical part, we can mention that. Likewise, nothing else there is that is so much special in commerce and management according to the other people. It is, I can say research is very simple on that, needs your presence of mind and your thinking skills only, your interest. How much interest do you take? Nothing is special according to me. And anything you want to know, you can contact me at my WhatsApp number. I am every time there.
Okay. Sir, another question is from Mansi Shah. In introduction and meaning and definition part, mostly other researchers' definition are seen. Where can we find researchers' perspective on that particular topic?
Pardon, I am not getting the point.
In introduction and meaning and definition part, mostly other researchers' definition means what other researchers define. We generally see that kind of things in the research
Yes.
paper.
Yes,
So
yes.
how can we find more about that particular topic which is posted by the same research person? Are there any sites where research person talk about these topics, like LinkedIn is for professionals? So is
No,
there
you
any,
want to say they want to write some different definition or different meaning?
maybe or learn about what that particular research person has to say more other than just the definition, like in detail, if someone wants to talk about
If you want to contact that researcher in that
that
research,
particular point, is there
that
any place or is there-
Google Scholar, there are many researchers. I think every researchers have signed in there, and you can contact with that person. If you say that meaning and definition is same in every research paper, that is no matter, definition remains the same. And if you are so intelligent, so talented, you can develop your own definition. That is very good part on you, and other people will also follow you and mention your definition, and you will become a great author if you can develop your own definitions or meaning. And I think it is fine. I have cleared your doubts.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, someone, Mansi would like to ask the question directly. I will mute her and she will ask the question directly to you. All right.
Yes. Yes. Somebody has asked, can we do our research only on secondary data? Yes, it can be done. It is called case study on secondary data. The research can be done, but the research done on the primary data, that is more authentic and more valuable than the research done on the secondary data.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mansi, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the valuable session, sir. So my question was, so one part is that wherever I have read research papers, I've always seen that people are writing, they are citing definitions of other authors.
Okay.
So suppose if I agree to a part of your definition.
Yes.
And I want to add on something to it as well. So that it becomes a complete definition.
Yes.
Right, according to my idea of it.
Yes, yes.
How do I go about it? And another thing is, suppose if I'm referring to your paper, but you have cited somebody else's definition. So am I supposed to cite your paper while modifying the definition, or the person that the person has cited?
If you are writing only definition, you can give the name of that author who has developed that definition that I have referred also, and you can put my research paper or my name in the reference part. Got my point?
Sir,
You can put, you can put my name in the reference part and in the citation part, in the definition where you have writing, like example, I mean to say that Philip Kotler's definition I have written, and you can write over there that according to Philip Kotler, this definition has been given. Okay? Or in the last, in the references, you can write my name that I have got this definition from this person's research paper.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mansi, that was a very nice question. Thank you for asking that.
Thank
Nice
you.
question. Sir, next question is, which type of impact factor is more important and efficient? Because there are many types of impact factors.
Sir, higher the impact factor, the more valuable it is.
Okay. So are there any types or like any distribution in the impact factors?
No, impact factor means how many people have cited your research paper. You come to know that impact factor is that from that journal, how many researchers cite the research paper to do their own research. That means that research journal is too much referred and too much people search that paper, review that paper. That is the impact factor.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Abhijit Singh, you may unmute yourself and ask the question. Abhijit Singh. Abhijit Singh, I cannot unmute you. You have to unmute yourself. I have requested to unmute you. Please unmute yourself. Okay.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Actually, my doubt is, what is an ideal sample size while conducting a research? Actually, what happened was a couple of days ago, I was going through a research paper regarding consumer satisfaction and consumer behavior towards Patanjali products in Mohali. Therein, the researcher has taken only a sample size of 51 people. So, is that an ideal sample size, or a sample size should be taken?
You are writing that research paper for MBA dissertation, for MPhil dissertation, or PhD dissertation. What is the objective of your research?
Actually, the paper I came through, I found it on Google Scholar in somewhat of
Sir,
a renowned.
I am asking you, what is the motive of your research paper? Why you are writing research paper? For PhD, for MPhil, for MBA, for PG degree, for graduate
for
degree?
masters, sir.
Masters. It can be nearby 100 to
masters.
150. 100 to 150 is okay. If you are writing for a PhD, it can be nearby 300.
Okay, and so while writing about the sampling in the research paper itself, do we have to also mention the population size?
No, it is not too much necessary, too much mandatory. You can write the sample size. There is no ideal sample size. The more the sample size, the more work you have done, the more authentic your research work is that. But matter is only if you take more sample, you have to invest more time. And if you have less time, that person had less time, that has they have worked on only 50 people. You have more time, you can work on 100 people. You have more time, you can work on 300 people. The more the people, more the sample size, more your work is authentic.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Abhijit, I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Yes, sir, it does answer my question. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for asking your question. Ampresh is asking, sir, who calculates the impact factor for the journals? Is there any agency, or it's the journal itself who calculates the impact factor?
I am not sure about this thing. Is there any agency or journal itself? But impact factor is that factor that how many times this research paper is being cited. I will definitely work on it and let you know. Okay, is there any agency? According to me, there is one authority who calculates the impact factor. Likewise, if journal itself gets the impact factor, he can increase it or decrease it. Journal itself is not any authority to calculate the impact factor. There will be any authority or agency who will calculate the impact factor.
Okay. Sir, next question is from Deepa ma'am. She is asking, if we don't write population size and sample size, is there any other way to establish statistical significance?
No, according to me, sample size is must to be written in the research paper. Without
Okay.
that, we can't do.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Guys, do you
thank
have any other questions? If there are no more questions by 12:35, we will wrap up this session and we will move towards the end. Yes, Deepa ma'am, you may unmute yourself. Deepa ma'am.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity, Amay
That's the
sir,
last.
and congratulations to the entire team, Skillslate and Kaveri College. And thank you so much, sir. You are giving really great insights. And whether you are a PhD holder or maybe a master student, I think it is always a joyous experience to learn deeply in the research area. And more you explore, I think more and more you learn. So my
Yes, right,
question
right.
it is always a challenge when you teach research methodology subject for the master students who have no exposure on research methodology during their graduation. And what we do here in Kaveri that we try to make them go through the scientific search. The students were given tasks to find out whether the population size and sample size is justified or not. We often talk about the significance level in the research, and we also learn that at least 10% of the collection of sample data is essential. So
Yes.
maybe our one student Abhijit, when he had gone through the research paper, 80 students, 80 were the only sample size collected from the entire Mohali city. And it is such a coincidence that, sir, you are already a part of that being a research field in Mohali city. I think you have already explored. So when such question arises, the research paper is found in the best journal on the Google Scholar. And here the researcher has given only 80 respondents, maybe the subject, whereas Mohali city population is much more. And the consumer perception is taken on male and female, that is composition, and only 80 people. So this brainstorming starts in the classroom, that how it is justified and whether it is ethical, then all questioning starts. And therefore, I think Abhijit might have put this question. So if we just tell them, students, कि आपको सिर्फ sample size पे concentrate करना है, तो that I think that will create more problems for them to understand the relation between the total population size available and the samples taken. So being maybe amateur in research, maybe I put myself, and then I would like to you to maybe clear on this particular exercise if we are carrying in Kaveri.
Sample size matters, that for what purpose you are writing. You are a BBA student, MBA student, MPhil student, or PhD student. Large sample is required only for that PhD dissertations or PhD research papers. For a graduate student or that MBA students, 80 people or 100 people sample is enough. That is okay. But that is the only work. That work should be done true, and that should be good work. There should nothing be copy paste or other person's matter. If it is true research, 80% or 100%, it is good, but only for PhD the sample size should be good. 80 people doesn't work for PhD dissertation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Okay,
much. Thank you so
right.
much, Deepa ma'am, for asking the question. Someone is asking, sir, why some journals are left from the previous year and current year in Scopus indexed?
Yes, very good question. The Scopus, when the journals do not come up to the quality or to the impact factor according to the Scopus, then Scopus eliminates those journals, and only journals who are good quality and keeping all the standards according to Scopus, only they remain in the Scopus. Other are deleted from the Scopus list.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. I think there are no more questions. So we will move towards the end of this session. Sir, it was a wonderful session. Thank you so much for taking the time and being patient with us. I again would like to apologize for the yesterday's mess up because some people were disappointed, to be honest about it, because they were really excited about this particular workshop, because not many people talk about research so raw and so honestly and so truthfully. But we are glad that we were able to conduct this kind of workshop with you, Hardeep sir, in collaboration with Kaveri College. So thank you so much, sir, for being our guest and taking out your time for our wonderful, wonderful audience. So thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, sir.
I would like to request Anand Buddhikot sir to please present the vote of thanks on behalf of SkillSlate and Kaveri College and mark the end of this national level 2 days workshop, which did convert into the international level workshop because 2-3 international participants from Indonesia, Pakistan, and one other country did join the workshop yesterday and today as well. Thank you so much. Buddhikot sir, over to you. Please present the vote of thanks. Thanks
Yes,
a lot.
sir. Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, all. I am Dr. Anand Buddhikot, faculty in electronics at Kaveri College of Arts and
Sir,
Commerce.
is it possible if you turn on your video, if it's comfortable?
Actually, just a moment. I have to make a setting. Otherwise, should I proceed?
No worries, sir. No, you may continue, sir. No worries, sir. Only if it's fine. Otherwise, it's fine.
Thank you. In short, I'll talk about the research at Kaveri. At Kaveri, we have Kaveri Research and Innovation Cell. The aim of this cell is to develop research culture in college. There are various events that are organized and conducted under this cell, like organizing seminars, conferences, and on advanced topics and current topics for all domains. The students are guided to participate in various college level, university level exhibitions. Through this cell, students are exposed to the opportunity in research field, that is R&D, education field, bank sector, industry, IT sector, and so on. The cell is keen in creating enthusiasm among students and faculty members. This workshop, that is national level workshop, is also one of such event which is organized in association with SkillSet. The present workshop, that is research, innovation, and mandates, will surely help all the students and participants to proceed in research field and create novel scientific work and publish them, which will be helpful for society. As we know and we understand from this particular workshop, that research is a continuous process. So the participants will have a wonderful opportunity to participate and to explore in the research domain. So it was a very wonderful workshop. Now I proceed for the vote of thanks. That is on behalf of SkillSlate Foundation Pune and Kaveri College of Arts, Science and Commerce Pune. At first, I thank Amey Agarwal sir, founder SkillSlate Pune, for taking initiative and organizing this wonderful event on research, innovation, and mandates. Thank you very much, sir. I thank Honorable Principal Dr. Ashok Agarwal sir to guide us in organizing this event. Thank you, sir. I thank the resource person, Professor Hardeep Singh, for conducting a wonderful and very informative session and workshop. And he has explained in detail about writing research paper and publishing them. Thank you very much, sir. I thank all staff from SkillSet for their support. I thank all Kaveri Research and Innovation Cell members for their support. Last but not least, I thank all the participants for their wonderful support and making this workshop a great success. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, just before we end, we would like to have some 2 or 3 things. I would also like to thank Kshitija Kulkarni. Kshitija is an intern with SkillSlate Foundation. She manages public relations at SkillSlate. Kshitija is also a student of Kaveri College. Kshitija, thank you so much for your support and taking part in this workshop and making this happen. Thank you so much, Kshitija. Also, I would like to encourage if any students are joining this workshop, and if you would like to explore some opportunities with SkillSlate, join as a volunteer or contribute to this cause as an intern or as a volunteer, please do reach out in the group and we can discuss. I will connect you with Kshitija and she can explain you in the details. So thank you again, Kaveri College, for giving us a nice intern who manages things so well. So thank you on that part as well. Next, sir, Hardeep ji, I would like to ask if, and Kaveri College also, if we can organize the workshop in the coming weeks itself, so this knowledge will be fresh for all the participants, and the hands-on training which we are planning would result in a would be fruitful. So after this call, maybe we will discuss over SMS or call Deepa ma'am, Buddhikot sir, and any other representative from the Kaveri College who is joining. I think if we finalize it in a day or two, so we can plan it in the December itself. So all the participants who benefited from today's workshop can join fast and learn fast from this fresh experience. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to request if any participants would like to share their feedback. You may ask me to unmute yourself, and I will unmute you. You may please share your feedback. We would love to hear your feedback. Hardeep ji is also a teacher at heart, and I'm pretty sure that he would love to hear you all share your experience with him. So if anyone is interested to share the feedback, please use the raise hand feature or just message me in the chat box. So I will unmute you, and you may share your feedback here. Thank you so much. Looking forward, guys, if anyone is there who want to share feedback, be it students or be it any teachers who are joining, please do, sir. Jayashree Bengali ma'am is also here. Ma'am, would you like to say something on behalf of Kaveri College and as a part on behalf of student Bengali ma'am? Guys, don't shy to come in the audio as well. We can read your message, but it would be really nice if you unmute yourself.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Bengali ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So really, it was a very wonderful workshop, and I thank Hardeep Singh sir for such a nice and informative workshop on research ethics. And I think many students and teachers have benefited out of it. And part 2 or part 1 MCOM students have joined, and they may start with the research further. So thank you so much, and thank you skill set, and also thank you our resource person. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hardeep ji, would you like to share your experience as we mark the end of today's workshop? If you would like to share your experience in the past 2 days, please, Hardeep ji, if you can share your experience with the participants. And after that, we will have a quick photo. I will request all the participants to turn on their cameras if possible. We will have a group photo, and then we will end the session. I think Hardeep sir connection is lost. Guys, if you can all turn on your cameras, we will have a quick photograph, and then we will mark the end of this session. Everyone, please turn off your cameras. Kshitija, I request you to please take the screenshots of all the screens possible. All right, I think there must be 4 to 5 screens. So please take the screenshots and share in the group so we can have this as a memory. Kshitija.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Guys, come on, don't shy. Now it's over 2 years since we are getting used to this Zoom and stuff, and at looking at ourselves in the front camera. So please don't be shy. Turn on your cameras and smile for the photograph. Kshitija, let me know when all the screens are done. All right. Yes, so we have audience from I
request everyone, please. I request everyone, please start your cameras so that I can take the screenshots.
Okay. Reena Thakur ma'am is here. Mansi ma'am is here. Buddhikot sir is there. Amit Chaudhary, Prasad sir is there. Suresh sir is always there for SkillSlate programs. Thank you so much, Suresh sir. It's a pleasure to have you always. Omkar is there. Prachi ma'am is also there. Great. Adarsh, Lalit sir is also there. Okay, Kshitija, take the screenshots. I think many of them are now have turned on their cameras. Quickly, let's take the screenshots and move towards the end. Guys, it's so good to see you all. Really means we have been doing this workshop for around 1.5 years now, and slowly I think we all are getting comfortable with this online method hybrid models and getting comfortable with ourselves as well. So good to see human faces after so long, because I have been used to the black screens where just the name flashes up, and but now the human faces feel so good to see. Thank you so much, guys, for turning on your cameras. Thanks a lot. I think Kshitija, it should be done by now. Let's mark the end of the session. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure with you all. Thank you so much for sticking by. We will announce the hands-on workshop where hand-holding will be done for writing the research paper soon. And about the certificates, those who have registered for the certificates, you will receive certificates in 2 or 3 days. We will verify all the attendance feedbacks and the feedback you have given, and after verification and after your attendance is confirmed, we will issue the certificates. So in the meantime, by the time we issue the certificates, you still have today to register for the certificates if you haven't registered now. I'm sharing the link for certificate registrations in the chat box. Consider registration for the certificate if you are not registered by now, because once we close it, we won't be able to issue, because we have to monitor the attendance as well. Thank you, guys. Such nice experience with you all again, and have a great day. Have a great Sunday, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.